Welcome to the third quarterfinal of the CC Masters Qualifier number 1. $2,200 on the line. We have Lin and Lawlight in the semis so far. Will it be a third Korean? Or will it be the only Western player in the World Champion in Happy? Because that's our matchup now. Happy is the favorite according to chat. 75% of the viewers at the moment vote for him. I am not so sure about that. Here are the stats. FoCuS is a beast against Undead, 68% win rate. It's pretty much 50-50 between them, but in recent history, FoCuS was very successful in general, and Happy struggling in this matchup. So, Happy is a monster. Happy was a dominator of the scene for a long time, but Fly defeated him at BREC. That was offline. And he also struggles against Infi's Orc online. This is an online competition, of course. So Happy with the worst ping. Can he still beat FoCuS and advance into the top 4? Happy in the upper right on Concealed Hill. FoCuS in the bottom left. This is Orc versus Undead. This is Korea versus Russia. This is LP Club versus Lucky Future. And off we go.
First question here in the early game always has to be, what first hero do we see? Especially from Orc, from the Undead side. Normally it's set in stone. It's going to be DK all the way through. We have seen some variation with that, even on the top level, but more so in the hands of 1-2-0. Happy, we all know how good he is, how insanely he micros. His strengths are very apparent. He has a few weaknesses, and one of them might be predictability. He figures out, or he considers a certain build to be the best and then sticks with that, and that is the Ted Fiend opening. We're going to be seeing 100%, all right, 99%, only that from him against Orc for probably the next few years. FoCuS, for him it could be a little bit less predictable. The Farseer Tier 2 Expo style is still popular with some players, especially in Europe. But on Netties, most top orcs do prefer the Blade Master Tier 3 triple hero ultra late game kind of orc, which can prove to be very, very strong indeed if you do get the levels, if you do get the items. And FoCuS, of course, a master at sniping those and stacking up on any map.
Happy using 2 coils already to get the Ogre out of the way. Now 4 skeletons for the Berserkers. That is pretty easy to do. So no ultra aggression right off the bat. Blade Master got the gloves of haste. Nice start. Tech as well. Normal orc tech here with Burrow Shop, Barracks, and Blade Master making his way out on the map to harass a little. Happy scouting if the turtle is being crabbed, but he's not moving over to steal this. He focuses on his own turtle camp.
Yeah, normally it's always either the turtle camp or the Murlocs in the middle for level 2, so Happy should have a pretty good idea of where his opponent is. Gets the next creep, that is level 2 for him. Blade Master also hitting his level 2 and creeping up the full camp. So level 2 is very easy to get on this map. Level 3, this is where it gets difficult. And this is where the interesting decision comes in. Do you want to harass to prevent level 3? That goes for yourself as well as the opponent, or do you want to trade for level 3? For both these heroes, level 3 is very beneficial. Level 2 Coil and level 2 Windwalk both are game-changing power-ups in the mid-game. So we'll find out here who values what more.
Okay, Happy saw him, I guess. The Windwalk was a little late. Dust is still available in the shop. He's not going for it yet. Acolyte still scouting in the south. We have Mantle, which is nice. Ring of Protection against the Blade Master, also nice. And FoCuS didn't stack up too hard yet. So he got a circuit from the shop. But apart from that, hard to find time for Happy at the moment with the Blade Master hanging at his heels.
It looks like Happy is prioritizing not letting the Blade Master creep. He looks at the green camp, he looks at the merchant, he's covering both camps with his skeletons, and wants to prevent this blade from leveling. For the time being, at least. Especially before there's a decent number of fiends out. Undead can't creep that easily anyways. Concealed Hill isn't the easiest map to creep. The green camps obviously are easy, as they are on any map. But all the other yellow ones are pretty hard for being yellow ones, when you compare it to maps like AZ and such. So it's a pretty tame early game. Experience is basically entirely even. On 1 base versus 1, it's always about who gets more experience in the early game. And Happy with a super fast tech before the Lich, before Slaughterhouse. Delaying his second hero quite a bit for this.
Yeah, the Lich will be later. He doesn't feel threatened by this Blade Master too much yet, so he's not rushing Frost Armor. But wants Orb as fast as possible, maybe Destroyer upgrade as well. 3 Grunts making their way over to the natural. Shadowhunter is popping out any second. FoCuS' tech now a little delayed. He was the first to arrive at tier 2, but not following it up immediately as he prioritizes second hero and Raiders. Blade Master finds some more kills, being bashed, slows this down a little, and finally some time for Happy to get something done as well. Sees, okay, no Blade Master around, let's go then, kill some trolls.
Setting out 1 skeleton for scouting, that's a minor thing obviously, but I'm surprised he's doing this. Like normally FoCuS always plays the same thing with, you know, this Blade Master opening 3 Grunt, Shadowhunter, Bestiary, and then tier 3. But Happy wants to get the confirmation. And I guess for good reason, because there's 1 peon moving out, and FoCuS is actually opting for the Expo. Happy with the great read over here.
Yeah, I was surprised that his tech is so late, but this of course explains it. And with the rush tier 3, that should be a great timing for Happy, right? To punish this? I mean, maybe not to cancel the Expo immediately, but for the big push.
Yeah, the skeleton has been in the main for a very long time, was taken out only very late. So he must know something's weird. Yeah. You're not teching and you only have 1 bestiary. Where is your money going? Skeleton towards the expansion, confirms it. And this is a problem for FoCuS. This is 100% going to be a cancel.
And there's also a late TC with a late tech, and kind of the thing that swings the matchup around in the super late game. The high level storms, but Blade Master and SH getting some damage done. Good usage of Hex and Snare, killing the first Fiend for FoCuS. Happy, can he get some revenge kills? We have Frost Armor running, he's focusing the Blade, but there's Windwalk obviously. And Heal Wave.
And this was pretty poorly done by Happy, honestly. When you have level 1 Lich and you only have Frost Armor, you want to spam it on all Fiends basically right away. And he lost the first Fiend without really needing to. But he still gets the cancel. That's the most important thing here, obviously. The Skeletons were able to do that by themselves. Second Fiend in a bit of trouble as well. DK has more coils to use though, but with the speed scroll follow, FoCuS gonna get the second Fiend kill. And that's a big deal.
That's 420 gold gone for an expansion pretty much. I think FoCuS saved all the other units. Very important for Happy to kill the peon, so FoCuS has to send over a new one if he wants to stick with the expansion play, which I guess he does, as there is still no tech coming in. Frost
and again,
Armor.
the Frost Armor is late, when the Fiend was already half HP. So on 2 occasions, Frost Armor is much too late. That's something that normally never happens to Happy.
Oh, and Snare
Very
again.
surprising.
Needs a coil. He has 1 more. There we go. Can he get a grunt in return? Shadowhunter is pretty much out of the fight. Oh, going for the Lich now. No coil, no more. Trades a grunt for the Fiend.
Oh! Denied it.
Wow. Happy with this ping. Crazy. But can he get away against Snare and Hex? Don't think so. Must be a TP. Trying to put in some damage on the Shadowhunter.
Oh, the Shadow, yeah. He's got a heal wave, but doesn't want to hold this around.
Oh, okay, so he actually saves the TP. So this was time for Happy's tier 3, and it was a cancel on the expansion. What to do now, FoCuS? You're attacking? Okay. But it's way later. Kodos will take some time as the war will only finish now. Expo is not up. He has gold for a tiny Great Hall. But that's all stuff that is not going for into his army. Wow, is he greedy. 33 supply Expo with level 2.5 Shadowhunter. It's not like his heroes are carrying him or anything.
Yeah. And look at the transition. Frenzy Ghouls coming.
Yeah.
Frenzy Ghouls can be good. They are always better the lower the hero levels are. And what happened this game? Yes, we had creeping on the first heroes, but the second heroes barely crept anything. So these Frenzy Ghouls are actually pretty strong, especially against Raiders, of course.
There's still no storm. Like, it's coming now, slowly. But Happy should have a great timing ready. Banshee House is coming too. We're about to be creepjacked here. Shadowhunter has no mana anymore.
Cloak of Flames is really good against ghouls.
Yeah.
Trying to go for the surround here on the Shadowhunter, it seems.
Knocks out the first Raider. Tries for a surround. Doesn't work. Statues are arriving. This should be a dead raider as well. 2 coils
Level 2 lich.
offensively, but that is Nova right now, and that was worth it. TC comes in, must use Storm first. Aura doesn't do too much in this. FoCuS Fire on the Kodo. It soaks up a lot of damage. Oh, coils are nicely timed. Dark Ranger is in as well. This Kodo is dead. No damage aura anymore. He's trying to put in some Wyvern. First Storm Shadowhunter rejoins the fray, but surrounded the TC. Potion transferred, used, but only for so long. The Lich is just wrecking him. TC dies.
The TC was only level 1. He's going to be coming back pretty soon. The Blade Master is still putting out pretty good damage. But once he's getting focused by the ghouls, he has to be careful. But not too many ghouls are left, actually. Happy, does he not realize that there's an expansion? I mean, it is a very greedy timing after all. Maybe he is not considering this right now.
FoCuS is switching heavily to Wyvern, second one, as there's no Fiend for Happy and no webs. They're continuing to build ghouls, right? There's no Fiends at all. No reinforced defenses. That's a weak point for sure. Destroyer number 1 is up.
2 destroyers.
Oh wow, what a bust. That's old school undead right here. Destroyer destroying orc burrows. Hello 2009.
And now the expansion doesn't do much for FoCuS. He's supply blocked. He can't produce anything, no matter how many resources he has. Lich gets purged there from the Orb of Lightning, and a crit after. RNG almost saving FoCuS, but not quite.
He's taking out the Wyvern, and then there's no anti-air anymore except the blade. There's no mana on Happy, so he might be forced into a TP. Heal Wave saves this Wyvern, but that was an expensive transition without too much. Oh, the first Banshee is coming. Disabling the Blade Master so hard with the curse. Lots of ghouls falling still. Level 3 on the Shadowhunter. Very big.
And he gets off the curse. Curse hits the blade.
Yeah.
That one lasts a long time.
Yeah.
New statue coming in. This is the backbone region that Happy needs now. Oh, the Blade Master in trouble. But no mana for a Nova.
Also no coil to follow this up. Still 2 ghouls. FoCuS still heavily supply blocked. Only now. But then he can only go back to 40. Happy. 45 already. More Wyvern coming. Slaughtering these peons. Happy at the shop. Must go for an invul. Does so. It's only
Super
the
scrappy
heroes.
game. Happy with this ghoul transition. Seems to have found the perfect comp. And where I said earlier that normally he's so predictable and always plays the same. Now, for once, plays something slightly different. Probably because he lost all those fiends earlier.
Close to level 4 DK. Then he... Oh, Nova on the Shadowhunter. There's mana for a heal wave, but silence at the moment. Saves it though.
2 statues now. Double regen with that. FoCuS can take him out with Ensnare. Without Ensnare, excuse me. It's not that easy. Shadowhunter again getting FoCuS. Has to be so careful.
Moving
The
in
mana is
again.
low and Happy.
There's a coil in 5 seconds. And level 4, here we go. Not willing to nuke him for now. Banshee numbers rising. The damage is pretty much non-existent for FoCuS. He is so in trouble. Blade Master has to carry. TC has 1 more Storm. But there's no
GG.
potential for a hero kill. GG. Happy mass ghouls. Map number 1. CH goes to the undead. And the world champ takes the lead.
That Frenzy Ghoul transition, always in Happy's arsenal. We see it rarely, but sometimes we do see it. Especially when Fiends die heavily in the early game. FoCuS not expecting it at all, did he?
Nope. Also very greedy. With his tier 2 expansion and with the very early Tiny Great Hall, maybe that was like a gamble already because he was so far behind in tech. And then, like, if the first expansion doesn't work, try to go for the second one.
Yeah, but that was just, it just felt so greedy. Like, he was in an okay position. He killed all of those ghouls. You just need to, or he killed all the fiends, excuse me. You just need to get your levels up. You don't have to expand on 33 supply. Like, this was a 33 supply Tiny Great Hall.
Yeah.
That's so greedy.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
And he got punished. Second map. Unsurprisingly, FoCuS chooses Terranas. The surprising thing here is
It's not banned.
it's still left in the pool.
Yeah.
How is it still in the pool? So normally we always see Terranas and Twisted vetoed from Undead, especially Twisted Meadows is a complete nightmare. Sorry, getting pinged by Well Played. Is he in the game? Yes.
Invite, please.
Invite, please.
Invite, please. Get this message.
Yeah, so Echo Isles or Terranos is normally the choice you have to make. And Happy says, okay, you know what? Terranos isn't even that bad. I rather want to remove Echo Isles. And Terranos is an outstanding map for expanding that in the past used to be considered only really viable for Orc, but we saw over the last at least half a year that Undead can very well expand themselves. That is a style that Happy has played quite a bit, especially at the last WGL. So I would expect more of a perhaps even 2-base game here if we get to that stage.
Yeah, wouldn't be too surprised as well. Expansion easy to creep. Let's see. Will it be Blade Master time again? Pretty likely. Oh, I just saw the artwork for WGL. Did you see that already? Like this church glass thingy? It's phenomenal. Gonna show it on stream. I mean, you, big fan of churches, obviously.
I hope they have a chapel at WGL.
That's so cool, man. I love this. Artwork is insane.
Yeah. Mainz is actually famous for one of their churches with their stained glass windows.
Oh,
yeah.
And you didn't show me when I visited you.
We did. You just forgot, dude. You were just hammered in church. I was like, please, Bishop, please forgive him. He's from the north. They don't know about the glory of Jesus.
Okay. Okay. If you say so. I trust you, Remo, as always, with everything. And I think our tool just crashed or something. Yeah. I have to restart it real quick. Sorry about that.
Yeah, Happy played a really entertaining style there. This, what is the adjective here to describe this style? Like, razor sharp, I would call it. Frenzy Ghouls have a place in the meta, even against Orc, mostly against Night Elf though. When it's around 50 supply, when you freshly get the tier 3 heroes, when especially second and third hero on the enemy side aren't that good yet. If TC gets not even level 3, probably level 2 is good enough, and Shadowhunter gets level 3, Frenzy Ghouls drop off of a cliff. They become so much worse. But Shadow was level 2, TC was level 1. TC effectively was useless. He was getting silenced for the most part. So everything was down to the Blade Master. Everything was relying on the Blade Master. And yes, he was putting out decent damage, but Frenzy Ghouls can pressure the Blade Master as well in return with their normal damage, with the orb coming in, with the heroes attacking him as well. And most importantly, by not being backed up by a level 2 heal wave, because the Shadow went for greedy item hunting instead of experience gain. Game 1 was honestly pretty decent for FoCuS, and he misjudged. He thought he was too far ahead. He went for too greedy of a mid-game play that he got punished for hard. So he's going to keep that in mind, and I'm pretty sure he's going to play the second game safer. He's taking very, very early here with a 1-burrow tech without a shop, super quick, and heading towards the middle to go for a bit of a claws hunt, I imagine.
Okay. Will he do it perfectly? Back to Warcraft bingo is up so far. Not slowed, and he does. Well done. Happy. Can he steal something? Acolyte is moving in. That was blocked, I guess. Gloves of Haste once again for him. Happy with the slippers. Not the greatest item. FoCuS takes care that this Acolyte will not scout and not steal anything. So, can the Russian do something here in the early trade? Yes, he can!
Battling for the tiny little wizard. Every bit of experience matters, even if it's only 20 from the wizard. I like that the skeletons were left behind to creep the rest of the green camp. Happy knows that the DK alone, with perhaps the Acolyte, can prevent the Blade Master well enough. And this is oftentimes the weird little dance in the middle. Both players really like to go for this creep camp because it's so easy to do. It's decent experience, but most importantly, it's claws. So now we're just, we're going to be hanging out here for a little while, guys.
Yeah, I think so too. Well, I still try to get the tool to work. There seems to be a bug with something. So sorry that the resources aren't working and the heroes aren't working.
Players' forces are under attack.
Happy trying to distract with the one skeleton, trying to claim the rogue wizard for himself. But FoCuS is aware of this little ruse. And this is always hard to gauge. Like, who is this better for? Both players are significantly delaying experience progress. Who is this better for? I always feel like it's better for Undead, actually, for the sole reason that on tier 2, Undead basically always creeps with Lich and DK together anyways, whereas Orc ideally wants to be level 3 early and then wants to creep the Shadow Hunter solo, because the Shadow Hunter is desperately requiring experience. You need him on level 3 once tier 3 is reached. For the Lich, that's not as much the case. Yes, having the level 3 Lich is really nice, but level 2 Lich is oftentimes good enough in those early 45 to 50 supply fights. So yeah, we're still battling for the Rogue Wizard. Level 3. How much is that again? It's like 62 or something experience? I forgot the exact number. But okay, Happy's gonna give it up. Says, okay, you take the Wizard. I finally have bought enough time for more Fiend production, which means I can decently fast creep up myself. And Happy's gonna steal the green camp on the enemy side of the map. But Happy with that is spending a lot of time just walking around and not having the best progress. Blade Master finds the ring, by the way. Also kept the TP until now. And bypasses the Fiend. Wait, can he creep the Merc camp just by himself? With level 1?
Berserker helps out, but it's not the biggest damage against the Renegade.
But it looks like it's enough, actually. Huh. That's a pretty cool play. Grunts are elsewhere creeping a green camp. I've not seen this before.
No, me neither. And that was level 1 without great items. I mean, yeah, gloves and damage reduction a little with the ring, but that's about it.
And since he has the TP, it's not even that risky. At the most, it costs you a TP. And a TP traded for great healing is actually kind of decent. And take into consideration as well that you're stealing it away from the opponent. So you basically get 2 big consumable items. It's a pretty cool play.
Shadow Hunter gets level 2 at the same time. Good early mid game for the Korean. Went of mana stealing, good against the DK as well. Happy 0 experience on the second hero. DK only level 2, tier 3 again fast, but like this time, a way faster Temple of the Damned.
The 3 Fiend into Banshees. I think this is what Happy plays most of the time. And then he follows it up with a tier 3 expansion. Sometimes after third hero, sometimes before third hero. And the third hero for Happy, I believe, is almost exclusively the Pit Lord, still.
Yeah, we'd love to see some Pit Lord action. Dark Ranger was super effective to finish game 1. But if a game goes long, then
yeah,
the Pit Lord is just so good.
Ring +4 plus Talisman is really good tank item for the Pit Lord.
Yeah.
Not the best damage, which you also would like to have, but that's mostly going on the Lich anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, good tankiness.
Thank you very much, Farrell, I think. I'll put that up here. Thank you, Farrell, for the €15 donation. Thank you for bringing us an amazing coverage of these games. You are welcome, mate. And Get Rich Brothers with a 4-month resub. Exciting time for the Reforged coming, boys. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much. Here comes FoCuS with the creep check. Big Nova hitting on the grunts. Just received level 2, so Nova unlocked. Happy. How good can he salvage this? Blade Master's getting in position for some Fiend kills. First Coil saves this one. Statue's coming for some healing. Nova again killing almost killing a grunt, but slowing down the Blade Master, saving 2 Fiends here. One of mana stealing being used, so no more Coil, and that results in a dead Fiend, or should result in a dead Fiend. But Happy blocks so nicely that he's actually buying time to save this Fiend. Blocking with the statue, has to use another Windwalk. Fiend still not dead. Blade Master still slowed, but that could have been way worse for the Russian.
Another Hex is coming in though. This one of mana stealing so helpful right now. Blade Master's gonna invest the big healing, but for getting another Fiend kill, that is worth it, I guess. Can he get another one? Aiming for the 3rd Fiend. Happy once again losing 3 Fiends in the early here, possibly. Oh my god, he's gonna lose that one as well. Yep. 3 Fiends killed. That early level 3 Shadow, that Blade Master usage as well. And question is now, okay, are we moving into Frenzy Ghouls again?
Yeah, I guess it's a good time, right? But we also go for an expansion. It's heroes versus heroes. The statue helps, of course, a lot in this situation. We don't have a speed scroll. TC comes in, though, with Aura first.
Oh, Happy's gonna pull him back towards the expansion. So Happy needs to pull these Frenzy Ghouls rather soon. First Banshee is here. Blade Master has the Orb of Lightning. Is it gonna proc?
Hex
Not
on
yet.
The Banshee. He got the
if he
curse
procs it there, he has a second curse, actually.
Yeah, backfires a little, this purge.
You can still get the cancel, though. This
think
is...
so too. Yeah,
he has
Blade
enough
Master's
damage.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, Happy cancels it right away. FoCuS not expanding. Very rare for orcs.
And also very rare to see Happy continuously losing Fiends. This just keeps on happening. Like the second game where he loses 3 Fiends.
Yeah. Started off really nicely and he did his very, very best trying to prevent damage, but in the end, too much mana. And the heal potion on the Blade Master was a big factor as well. I'm not sure if he didn't check the inventory because he was focus firing on the Blade Master a lot. Yeah. Then he popped the potion, he was back to full HP, could continue this.
Yeah, after he got the Enforcer, he could have decided to just double-click TP out. This could have been an alternative play. But Happy sometimes is a little hesitant to leave. He normally sticks around and sees how much he can micro. And normally he can micro pretty well. And he absolutely did micro very well there, but didn't have the best starting position to do anything with it, I guess. So what's the item here for Happy? Balthalar's Boots. For Dark Ranger, actually pretty nice. He has +9, +11 agility, I guess, even, with the circlet.
And the slippers. Okay, Shadowhunter's level 3 with the Sobi. Still has the wand. Blade Master is a little underwhelming, though. TC not level 3. And there's not too much to creep anymore. I mean, Shop and Expo. Happy will claim most of the upper right here, which is big for the level 3 Lich. And still no third hero.
Yeah, the TC, still no third hero, that's true, that's a big problem. But the TC isn't level 2. Oh, that kill gives him level 2. That is such a big deal. Now he's got the Stomp. Yeah. Before that, it was really hard to engage in.
Oh, Dark Ranger.
Dark Ranger, dangerous position. Seems like Ensnare not ready right now. Coilnova on the Raider right away. Silence on the TC, going, completely ignoring the Kodo. Going for the backline, going for the medium armor targets. Happy is going for the Berserkers right away, but here comes the Storm, the big one, even if it's only level 1. Both players losing quite a lot there. Going for the Shadowhunter after. The Signs perhaps a little bit too late. Shadow survives, is given the TP, and with that will survive longer, will TP out. Happy will not get another kill. Oh! Last second. Berserker max it away.
Alright, I guess the overlay is back.
More creeping now for Happy, stacking up more on items. Gonna get a big consumable here as well, which is the one of Mana Steel. Destroyers now coming in, which can be a danger, but if you take out the Berserkers quickly with Frenzy Ghouls, they can be viable. Necro at the expansion is almost done, but no lumber for the actual Haunted. Oh, Happy is going for the Burrow push again, and Reinforced Defenses is not done yet.
Okay, that hurts again if he goes through with it. Yeah, 2 Destroyer bust again. Same as we saw on the first map.
Oh, and that's so smart because you realize he just forced the TP earlier. Very unlikely that FoCuS rebought it. Super smart attack.
Finally all the features are working again. Sorry for the inconvenience. But yeah, this is 1 burrow down already. FoCuS supply stuck. Second one down as well without any losses except the TP. Destroyer survives as well. FoCuS a little greedy with this.
And now Reinforced Defenses finishes at the
perfect timing, man. Speaking of razor sharp stuff.
Tiny Great Hall, okay.
Okay.
FoCuS once again goes for it. This time it looks a lot less greedy. He's at 50 supply already. He's got a pretty good army and pretty good hero levels as well. Blade Master inventory is looking kind of sad, honestly, but he's got the level 2 crit, so he's still critting well thanks to the Kodo. And the expansion is actually earlier for the Orc. Still supply stuck a little.
Yeah.
Until he has the burrows ready.
The Tiny will help with this, or does help with this. He gets the burrow as well. Second one here. But how fast can he go up into this dangerous 70 supply with mass headhunters? Happy restocking on the ghouls. Blade Master. Oh, Shadowhunter a little out of position actually. But he sees this now. Walkers for the dispel. Super helpful. First kill for FoCuS. Can he cancel this again for the 3rd time?
If he commits into the Haunted, this is going to be a very bad position for him. So, not going to do that just yet. All about micro, boys. All about micro. Destroyer's morphed. No statues on the ground at all.
Okay, there's one coming into the fight now. Reveal, focus. This time, no greater heal potion on the blade. DK not level 4. TC not level 3. We go for the Kodo this time. And there's no heal wave thanks to the silence.
That was a triple silence, hitting all 3 heroes. That's not supposed to happen. FoCuS is positioning completely off. Gets triple silence, loses the Kodo right away, and now losing more. DK hits the level 4. Might even be going for Aura for even more mobility. Has the Wand of Mana Sealing used upon him again. The ghouls are moving forward. Good kiting by FoCuS. For once, it's the Orc who has to kite back like crazy. Normally, it doesn't look that way. But with the Frenzy Ghoul, that's of course what you have to do. Silence coming in again, going for the Shadow Hunter one more time. He's in a bit of trouble, but has the Invul. May have to use it soon. Coil was in the air, I think, or shortly before that. The ghouls are falling pretty quickly. Stomp comes in. That was a pretty good one. Heal Scroll as well from FoCuS, keeping his units alive as much as he can. Level 3 for the TC. Big level up right there. Level 2 Stomp is ready. Lich in trouble, getting focused now. But there is Destroyer, so he can't go for the Hex lockdown as well. The Destroyer is actually surviving for such a long time because the Headhunters keep on dying. Everything keeps on dying here, as it seems, outside of the Destroyers.
FoCuS is trying to get rid of that statue finally. With then he could win the fight in the long run, maybe. But no, the triple hero undead is too strong. Lich close to level 4. Dark Ranger got level 2 here. More Banshees coming in for the damage mitigation. Happy bought the time for the expansion. Now fully saturated. 2 base versus 2 base. You predicted that in the early. Very nicely once again. Remo Stradamos striking this weekend. But yeah, the next big fight is easier for FoCuS thanks to the level 2 Stomp, which he got. Blade Master close to level 4. These ghouls, though, the beginning of the fight, of course, at one point they die because they only have 340 HP. But how much damage they inflicted to these Headhunters, you pointed it out, positioning completely off. But they were just all over the Orc army. And with Frenzy doing so much damage, they just couldn't find a way to deal with them until halfway in the fight.
Yeah, the TC has to be the answer. Otherwise, these ghouls are just completely crazy. With level 2 Aura, they are so fast. But now the TC is level 3. So this is going to be a big help. We have a second crypt, by the way, coming in by Happy. He is not transitioning. No fiends, no Gargs, of course. Just more and more ghouls. And I was saying this in the first game. Ghouls have a place where they are strong. But normally the later it goes, the higher the hero levels get, the worse they become. And this TC is gonna be a force.
Yeah. There's also not too many raiders, so he always has to go for the front, for the back line of the Headhunters. So Mana looking okay. Trying to snipe something. No kill. Nova follow up now. Right clicks. Raider gone. Level 4. He wanted that for the big damage. Stomp comes in and disables all the ghouls.
Good disenchant right there, getting rid of the silence, so the Stomp could follow. We have Spiritling now coming in as well, but so many Destroyers ready for that Dispel. But the ghouls, man, with the next Stomp, they're almost all dead already. Lich has level 4. Now we can make use of Dark Ritual, or Happy can, and everything is dying. Again, ghouls, Berserker, everything is dying everywhere. The heroes are being ignored for the most part, but the units outside of that are falling like flies. And FoCuS dropping down to 50 supply. Same for Happy. No, never mind. 60 supply for him. Big supply lead, actually, for the Russian.
And the Destroyer, we usually call them useless, but here against the Walkers, they are so good with their damage. Even doing something with all the Dispel coming in against the Raiders now. One Destroyer trapped in the house, getting killed thanks to the Purge. But, man, they last forever in these fights. Almost saving this one. Oh, wow. Still alive. So many misses from the Curse.
And now we have level 4 Lich, level 3 Dark Ranger.
Yeah.
Always outstanding synergy for the stronger minions and the Dark Ritual for eating them for more and more mana, more and more Nova. And it's all about this battle of keeping your ghouls alive for long enough versus keeping your Berserkers alive for long enough.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, and they kind of die at the same time, but that means then the Destroyers are still alive.
Yeah. We got Unholy Strength, Remo. How many pro games have we casted?
You know what? A-bombs would actually be pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, it should be fairly easy to snipe Kodos with these hero levels now.
Yeah, I think so too. But you have a lack of fiends, so maybe not.
Yeah, true.
You need
true. If
to
you
invest a lot of
speed roll the
spells.
Kodo in and out, like it's hard to.
Oh, did he see the Shadow Hunter? I think he, like, if he had an eye there, either Happy saw this, and it is one of the craziest scout timings I've seen this year, or... Okay, I think there's no or, because he just rushes to the upper right. FoCuS has to hold this 700 gold investment.
Yeah, this was once again a big gamble, dude. He just lost the last fight, and he's like, okay, tiny great hole time. So this is a big problem.
Hexes a ghoul.
Good stomp, though. Really good stomp. The silence a little bit too late. The ghouls can't do much for quite a while there, but the Lich is full mana. Look for the Novas. Here's the first one. Big hitting into the back line. Kodo finds himself exposed. Everything is exposed. The front line of TC and Blade Master is just getting ignored, and the ghouls are running towards the back with all their crazy movement speed, and more stuff is dying. Everything is dying for FoCuS. This tiny Great Hall was once again one step too deep.
Yeah. And he saves the Destroyer there. 4 Destros. These Walkers, man, they can't do anything. They don't stand a chance at all against the flying swings. The Kodo is falling as well. Ghoul is coming back. Here, look at the Lich. He's still at 400 mana. Trying to take out the statues now to get rid of that regen. Works for now. DK close to level 5, though. Shadowhunter almost out of that fight. The nuke! TC saves himself with the potion. But for how much longer? This Expo, there's still ghouls. There's skeletons. He can wreck this now.
Yeah, easily. Question is, can FoCuS give up the space, fall back, and regroup? He's looking for reinforcements first. Gets the Banshee. Okay, but a single Banshee on 2 bases really doesn't matter. And Happy, what's he gonna do next? He realized he has a big advantage. Is he gonna try to force the issue at the natural?
A little harder to engage there, of course. Thank you, Barbossa, for the tier 1 sub, and we are Pain and Madfrog for the generous hosts. Thank you, guys. Okay, there's... The Happy train has no brakes, apparently. Going for more creeping, getting level 5.
5, 4, 3 levels. This... With Frenzy Ghouls. This is the pain train.
FoCuS. He's...
Not a single invul on FoCuS.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
Wow. There's a lot of...
If Happy realizes this, he can just kill the heroes, like right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
Oh, silence. He didn't get the Shadow Hunter here. But the Berserkers, again, falling very quickly. We have a Wyvern in. 1 Walker is not attacking in the north. Raiders should die very quickly. But man, these ghouls, again, there's just no stopping the ghouls. Okay, we have a good stomp once more, but the air belongs to the Russian.
Yeah. These destroyers are working out so well in synergy with the ghouls. It doesn't seem like it should because they're not sharing damage types and stuff, but with how they work in a fight, it's outstanding. And now Happy, massive supply lead, finally looking for these hero kills. Perhaps he was ignoring them for the most part, only focusing on the Berserkers. Level 5 on the Lich with full mana.
No way, he runs him down. Hex helps for a little. Okay, Dark Ranger levels up as well. Statues falling, but this is just a matter of time now. 67 versus 44. Happy 2-0's FoCuS on NetEase, overcoming his weak matchup. Sick. Sick.
I was not expecting this.
No.
When will I learn? When will I realize that I should never underestimate Happy?
I don't know,
and
man.
Dude, this style looked really good.
I think this was the first time I saw this at least twice in a row. So yeah, you can throw in ghouls here and there. Happy experimented with them a lot, and he was the first and pretty much only player to use it as well. But this heavy, this long, there was some new stuff by Happy, and it worked so well.
Yeah, really cool. The downside of destroyers is, I mean, they have great utility against Hex and everything in Spirit Link, but the downside is they get ensnared, focused, and they die quickly. But when there's ghouls, you cannot afford to ignore the ghouls. Ghouls do too much damage. You have to focus them first at all times. And that means the destroyers can survive for longer. Question I have is, does Happy make this strategy dependent on the early game? Because we keep on seeing this. Happy loses Fiends, and then he switches into Frenzy Ghouls. Yeah. I haven't really seen him go the standard 3 Fiend opening and then just, by his own volition, transition into Frenzy Ghouls.
Not really, no. You're right.
maybe he should look for a build like that. Like, have a normal early game without losing Fiends, and then go for Frenzy Ghouls, because they look so good. They look, actually, which is insane, they look so much better in the super late game.
Yeah. Like, there's so many of them, you can't really hex too many. I mean, Stomp is a good disable, but this was crazy how he constantly was able to surpass the front line and get to the headhunters where the damage is. Unbelievable. But yeah, also, like, it's kind of hard to say what FoCuS could do better, right? I mean, he had a lot of anti-air, and he couldn't deal with these destroyers, and then his walkers weren't working. Then Curse kicked in a lot, of course. So many skeletons.
Yeah, normally walkers are really good against Frenzy Ghouls, first to distribute the damage with Sprilling, but also for the magic damage. But there's so many destroyers.
Yeah.
Like, when there's 4 destroyers, it's really hard to find value in any number of walkers.
Yeah. Cool game. Lot to talk about here. So Happy is facing Lawliot in the semi-final on November 15. And we have one more quarterfinal coming up. That is WFZ versus 120. The winner will face Lin. So, Undead, the strongest race in the CC Masters qualifier number 1. 2 representatives here. Happy, Lawliot, and Lin versus either WFZ and 120. We will answer the question, who's it going to be? The semifinals are already super great with 2 newbie players and Happy. We go into a little break before the final game of the CC Masters qualifier today. Later, we have W3IL for you guys. Sweden versus Oceanus, grand final rematch of Season 1. So an entire day of Warcraft once again here at Back to Warcraft. 1 best of 3 in this Chinese tournament coming up. After just a small break, Happy is still the most insane player of 2019. Stay tuned for more.